Hey folks, just a quick heads up. This episode has a bit of shopping and inventory management in it. And also, the audio quality is not the best because Andrew's mic was horrible. I believe we replaced it pretty soon after this. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up that there are plot-relevant things in this episode. There's just also inventory management. So if you don't like listening to inventory management, you can skip to around 8 minutes, which is when the first plot-relevant thing happens. And then the next plot-relevant thing comes after the ad break around 40 minutes in. So, if you are the type who does not care what Monty, Reagan, and Brika purchase in advance of the masquerade, you can go ahead and skip to 8 minutes. I do think that there is some really fun stuff in here, so don't skip the entire episode, especially the second half has a lot of really great character beats and important information. I just wanted to give you the heads up. Thank you, and enjoy the episode.
Brika and Reagan, do you guys want to be Monty's bodyguards when he goes shopping?
Yeah, of course. Reagan's gonna go with, Rufus isn't at the residence, and that was all she had to do today, after the stuff that just happened, so.
So I have a list. I need health potions. And I need sleep potion. Is there any place that I could get a sleep potion with no side effects that would keep me from dreaming?
Roll an investigation check for me.
That's a 20.
Yeah, so it takes you maybe the better part of an hour to ask around some local apothecaries before you finally come to one. A little bit run down, and as you enter in, there are a few folks in there, currently a few patrons. Sort of like on a stool in the back counter is a gnome, and she has kind of like this like very like wiry black hair, which is kind of like she's like clearly tried to like keep in line and is just not cooperating. She has extremely pale skin and just like freckles all over.
What? Hello. Welcome to my shop.
That was 3 more hellos than we needed, but hello.
You can never have too many hellos. Oh, my name is Lila. Pleasure.
Miss Lila, it's a pleasure. Montague Pensmith. I'm looking for a couple of things.
Okay.
Specifically, I am looking for any greater health potions that you might have, but also I'm looking for a specific, some kind of sleeping potion. Something that will help me sleep, but not dream.
Well, I think I can help you with that. When you started, I thought it was, I'm not going to lie, when you started speaking, I was a little concerned, but then you... No, never mind.
Okay.
Greater healing potions. I believe, she pulls out a ledger, starts going down. We have 3 of those. And as for dreamless sleep, we do have Essence of Even Bloom, if that would be amenable to you.
How much is the Even Bloom that I extract?
Is this a short-term or a long-term solution? And if long-term, how long? We can provide you with a good amount, but that would cost you more to increase the potency without to increase the potency of it, so that way you would need less of a dose each night.
It's not gonna knock me into a coma or anything on accident, is it?
Not unless you drank all of it at once.
Okay.
What it sounds to me like what we could do is we could get you set up for a week. Come back in a week and we'll see where you're at.
We'll see what insurance will pay for. And...
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
There ain't no insurance in this world. You just gotta pay out of pocket.
Okay, so I'll do that. I'm going to take all of the greater healing potions.
3 gold pieces for the healing potions, and then 50 silver, we'll say, for the week of the Even Bloom.
Okay. Why did I do Brika accent?
She's rubbing off on you, Montague.
Also because, whenever things get bad, you just kind of close your eyes and think of Brika, and think of what would Brika do. She hands you a small wooden case that has the 3 greater healing potions in it, and then she hands you sort of this wrapped parcel, which you can sort of feel has a little a very small vial, and she says, and you're gonna want to put 2 drops in before you go to bed, and that should help with any dreams you're having.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Anybody else need to buy any potions before we leave?
How many healing potions can I get with 4 gold?
You can get 8.
8? Alright, I'm doing that.
Okay, and a healing potion is a regular, like just like a basic healing potion is 2d4 plus 2 HP.
I mean, I guess Brika will get a healing potion or two.
Okay, each healing potion is going to be 50 silver for the common ones.
Okay.
So 2 would be 1 gold?
Yes.
Cool.
Alrighty, onward. So the things that I want to buy other than the potions. I gotta go clothes shopping.
Yes.
I would like to find out if I could take my very fancy outfit that I want to buy and have it enchanted to have literally any kind of armor class at all.
Yeah, okay.
I would like to find out about any cantrips or spells that I could possibly buy, and also I would like to look at any kind of jewelry that I could have enchanted, or enchanted jewelry pre-enchanted for my convenience. Something that I could give, possibly, to a girlfriend, but that would also protect her.
Protect her from what, Montague?
Literally everything!
Heart? Okay, no, I understand. Montague, here's my real question. Where do you go to get your outfit from?
Well, only the best of the best for Montague Pensmith.
Yes, but I'm also extremely paranoid.
Okay. So roll me an investigation check, Montague.
Oh my god, if I fail this investigation check, am I gonna have to go in rags like some kind of pauper?
We'll see.
24.
You gotta look so crisp.
So, you ask around a bit. One name generally floats to the top of most people's list. It's the one commonality. It is an establishment simply called Thread.
Is it written in all lowercase with a period after it?
It's in Helvetica.
It's in all lowercase, and there's like a needle through it.
Oh,
For
shit.
all the letters.
Fancy.
Yeah, like horizontal. Yeah.
Is that crossing the T? Like,
Oh yeah,
you know it is.
Mhm.
You know it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Yeah.
why I asked. God.
More and more, you feel like you're not sure like where Thread is because it doesn't seem to have like a set location. It moves around based on the season and based on sort of the whims of apparently the genius tailor who operates within it.
Oh my god, this is so pretentious already.
Between the three of you, you're able to like eventually kind of narrow down like an establishment, and you come before like essentially this small building squeezed between two larger like very gaudy establishments, and you see there's no sign, just on the door there is a single needle which is stuck into it, and a thread drifts down.
Incredible.
I found a thread.
Fucking rich people.
Does not seem very practical.
The exclusivity is what you're paying for.
But I'm not paying for anything.
No, you're... Well, Brika, do you have your outfit?
I don't know if Brika has her outfit. I don't know where she can get one. So, probably not.
I don't think Reagan has hers yet in the week, but Hortensia implied that she had plans, and I think also Ellie wanted to be in... I already wrote it, so it's already done.
Okay, yeah. This also might be fancier than what Brika is even willing to attempt. So,
As far as Brika knows, she might not even have to dress up. She's like, oh, I'm going with Monty's as his guard.
For work.
For work, so whatever, I'll wear what I want.
yeah. Okay, anyway, so, I'm not...
Reagan walks in.
Oh god, Reagan,
While
don't...
Monty's hesitating.
Okay, I like that. So y'all enter, and it is a relatively sparse room. It's maybe 30 by 60 feet, so it goes back a bit. And you see that there is it's sort of like a host on like a maitre d' stand in a restaurant, and just sort of standing there is just the most impeccably dressed Knoll you have ever seen. She has these like little half moon spectacles as she's just reading a book. Does not look up or acknowledge you as you enter.
Oh good, it's one of those places.
You see that there are a few there are sort of chairs set up in this sort of like waiting room, and you see two figures there. A young lady who looks like she is trying very hard to sit still, but she's kind of like squirming a bit. She's probably around your age, Montague, and she's put on like the clothes she's wearing. Clearly, they were made for her, but she's not like comfortable. She keeps like shifting around to them. And beside her, what do you look like again?
So it's an old lady. She's pretty sophisticated kind of old lady, you know, but also, like, clearly not fully in the current fashion, so a little ostentatious and ridiculous looking.
So, like, how, like, old ladies dress to go to church kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like a giant hat with a bird on it.
And she's just kind of fussing over the girl.
Wait, so is this the person that we just saw, or is this a different person already?
Oh, no, it is not the person you just saw.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure,
No.
this isn't the same Wisteria we just saw.
No.
No. That Wisteria probably had, like, a cool scar or something,
Yeah,
you know?
you know.
And like a tattoo which said "Death to Monty" on her forehead. But yeah, Wisteria. I mean, you know these schmucks. You recognize them.
Oh yeah,
of course she does. We're unforgettable.
Unfortunately.
And the Nolish woman says nothing. Has not acknowledged you yet.
By the way, do we recognize the girl?
The girl?
Actually, would Reagan, because she has started to be around the various debutantes.
Roll a history check for me, because you've been sort of hanging out with Ellie for the last week.
It's not good. Don't worry about it. Reagan doesn't know who that is. Reagan's never seen a person before.
What'd you roll?
It was a 3.
Nice.
I was just asking because we have gone to Lord Goring's party.
Sorry, it doesn't really traffic with traditional noble ladies, if that makes sense. Sorry is a bit weird. I mean, even just sitting there, you, like, Montague especially, you know, you've been around, you know nobility, and it's like, a proper lady does not squirm while waiting to be fitted by a tailor.
Yeah.
That is simply not done. She just kind of like every now and then she kind of just like grunts a bit, just like trying to like get this like very stiff clothing to be like a bit more comfortable, and it's just not working. So what do y'all do?
Reagan's just hanging out. She's just here to beat up anyone who looks at Monty weird, so.
Well, I mean, the old lady's looking at me weird. Go punch her.
Okay.
She is not looking at you.
So, Monty is going to approach the Knoll lady and very quietly, politely ask, "Excuse me, sorry to trouble you, if I may have a moment of your time."
Yes.
I understand that this is a rather exclusive establishment. I was wondering if I needed to make an appointment of some kind to have a fitting or to meet with
Mr.
the tailor.
Yallop does not take appointments. You present yourself, and if he believes you are worthy of his unique talents, then he will take care of the tailoring.
Is that tapping in character, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was that or if you had something going on, like, maybe you're cutting a tree down.
This is entirely her. She is the gatekeeper.
Well then, I mean, I assume that it's somewhat rude to drop in unannounced of me, so is there a way that I could make an appointment to...
Again, Mr. Yallop does not take appointments. You will seat yourself, and he will come, and if he believes you are worthy of the artistry of his position, then he will begin the process of making you your outfit.
I cannot believe that she talks to nobles this way. I'm just saying, out of character as Katie, I cannot believe that she has not been strung up from Aya's quarter.
Well, seeing as you are a random walk-in and not like the Archduke or something.
That's fair. Okay.
Plus, you gotta scare folks away at the door. You can't just let them wander.
You can't just let people like Reagan shop at your establishment.
Seriously, can you imagine like how that would go? We'd be going
well,
to the dogs. We'd go to the dogs.
Then Monty bows and says, "Thank you very much. I will do so." And goes and sits in a chair. This is the worst. This is awful.
So around an hour passes.
Wonderful.
Reagan plays cards the whole time.
Wait, don't do that inside. If you're going to do that, go outside.
Her deck.
So after maybe an hour, y'all hear just a sudden commotion coming from the back room, and there's like some voices which are beginning to get raised, and they devolve into shouting. And then you see just this nobleman looking dude who has like a paunch, an askew toupee, and this big old mustache is like storming out, half dressed, like just fucking fuming under his breath, and he's just walking and just like he's muttering like I swear the nerve, the disrespect I've been dealt here today. You will hear of this later, Sarah. You will hear of it. And then you hear a voice call back which says, I really hope I do. And then you see, stepping out from kind of like further back, the tallest and thinnest orc you have ever seen. It's an orc like almost entirely devoid of like muscle beyond just like what is functional. He has these incredibly long fingers, and he just has like, and he has a pin cushion wrapped around or like tied onto one of his arms, and he has this like very sleek, like kind of coiffed hair, which is kind of Tan France hair. I will admit it's kind of Tan France hair. And he has these like very delicate tusks. Takes a minute, and he turns to all of you. I am so sorry about that. Some people you just can't work with.
I feel that.
Hey.
So, who is being presented today? Who has come to thread? It's like a pose.
Oh my god, I'm so, like, inner Katie thrilled, inner Monty dying.
Katie just points at Monty and continues playing solitaire on the floor.
We were here first.
No, they were here first.
Yes.
Don't, I'm sorry. Monty, like, leans over to...
She's just pointing, man.
Talk to not Wisteria. Sorry, she's new.
He sort of glances over at Reagan, just and turns towards Ethel and Saria. And you notice that, like, when he walks, his feet never quite leave the ground. They kind of just like glide.
Oh, that's so annoying.
like they have to lift up. You see his knees bend, but for some reason his like some part of his foot is like just almost touching the ground, just barely off of it. Says, so who do we have here?
Well, my name is Ethel Emblem, and this is my niece, Saria. Isn't she beautiful? And she needs something to wear to the masquerade.
Looks at her. Saria, you don't want to be here, do you?
What?
And she says, no, I really do. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, see? She
It's
loves this.
Great.
We're bonding.
Saria, what do you want to be doing right now? And she sort of just glances over at you, Ethel, and she's like, I want to be out riding.
Aww.
Horse girl.
All right. He just snaps his fingers as he turns and just sort of again like kind of glides back into the back room. Ethel, as you stand to go follow, he sort of raises his hand and he says, no, it can only be us.
But...
If you have a problem with my methods, there are tailors out there who will suffice.
Oh no. Only the best for my little girl.
Very well. And by the way, when I go, that's not like him saying that. That's like the sound effect that he makes when he like turns severely. I just want everyone to be clear about that. Around an hour passes.
Reagan has built a house of cards.
Yeah.
Monty is now reading his spellbook.
Brigga is gonna loan Reagan the deck of the Liar's Run to build a house of cards.
No, that's dangerous. That is
idea.
very dangerous.
You know Reagan's gonna make the nearest star explode. She's gonna roll that fucking card.
I'll risk it. This is my masterpiece.
But after around an hour, the curtain is pulled back and Saria comes out. And what's interesting about this outfit is that it seems to have included parts of her that you wouldn't have expected. For example, there is a skirt, but it is parted at the front, and there are riding trousers on there.
Nice.
Very well tailored riding trousers that have this intricate stitchwork onto it. They look functional as well. It's this lovely mixing of the expectations that are placed upon a young lady and what they truly want. She sort of steps out and she's smiling very broadly, but she is clearly kind of embarrassed about it, like being so dressed up. But there is a noticeable shift in before and after.
Oh my. Oh, you look so lovely. It's not quite what I had in mind, but you seem so happy. I'm gonna cry. Sorry, I got beautiful.
She just goes, Auntie, just come on, just don't embarrass me, okay?
Of course,
just
yes.
Come on.
It's wonderful.
Can we go now?
Oh yes, we must purchase this, and then we can be on our way.
Yallop glides up to the Nolish woman. He whispers a word into her ear, and she just nods. And as you approach, she just holds up a hand, and she says, Mr. Yallop has decided that to charge for such a piece would be unfitting of such art.
Oh my. Oh. Well, that's lovely.
So can we just go, Auntie?
Yes.
Yallop, he just kind of like step a little bit closer, and he's going to say something quietly to Saria. She sort of stands a little straighter. She just nods, and then she walks over to you, Ethel.
Oh, Saria, you look so beautiful. You're all grown up. I don't know what your father will say about the trousers, but if it makes you happy, that's the most important.
It does.
Well, great. Why don't we go to a cafe?
Sure, Auntie, let's do that. I need to change, though, before we do.
Oh, yes, of course. It must be a surprise.
Right, yeah, surprises.
Yes,
great.
You must make a grand entrance.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be so excited.
I'm just like, did Wisteria kill this girl's aunt? Like, or take her place?
Or maybe Wisteria has always been this aunt.
Maybe this is her true identity.
It's like, that's what I need to know.
I think at that point, Saria and Ethel.
Ethel is just kind of chatting her ear off. You get the impression she really does, like, she is very affectionate towards her niece and means well.
But it's in that, like, mom kind of way.
Yeah, she just, like, doesn't really acknowledge what Saria actually wants.
Because we all want things when we're younger.
Exactly. We just don't know any better. You should listen to me.
God.
I've been around a long time.
Longer than any of you know.
No idea.
Yeah, they leave. And at this point, Yallop turns and he says, Now, who is next?
Reagan points at Monty again.
Brika points at Monty.
For the first time, the Yallop's eyes turn onto you, and you feel just like this intense gaze. And he's just taking you in.
Is there anything arcane about this gaze?
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, 18.
Not that you can tell. He walks up to you and he says, What's your name?
Montague Pensmith. It's a pleasure to meet you. And he offers his hand to shake.
He takes it and just kisses it. And he says, So, Mr. Pensmith, what can I do for you today?
Well, I'm sure you're very busy this time of the year, as you can imagine. I'm also looking for an outfit for the Masquerade, the Von Teppler's Masquerade.
And what is it that you want, Mr. Pensmith?
Well, I'd like to look dashing, if that's possible, but
that's not what you want, though. What do you want?
Monty's kind of like gives him a similar look to Saria in the not in front of my mom's. I want to feel safe. Maybe that sounds absurd.
He holds up a hand. That's enough. Come with me.
I love him so much.
Oh my god.
And he turns and just glides back into the back room.
Monty, kind of looks over his shoulder at Brika and at Reagan, what?
Brika shrugs.
Reagan's not looking at him, she's building a house. It has a courtyard and stables, and it's very nice.
Little cart horses.
Yes!
He leads you back, and you step behind the curtain and to the back half of the building, and
holy shit, it's a goddamn mess in here. It's just a fucking war zone. You've never seen anything look like this. It looks like Goodwill if a hurricane hit it.
Oh no.
Like, it's bad. And Yallop turns and he just goes, well, let's get started. And the next hour passes and you're not really sure how exactly. Like, there are measurements, thread work, needlework. It's almost as if as Yallop is going through this process, he is discovering the different parts to you and what this is.
I also feel slightly uncomfortable about that, but that's okay.
That's fair. After an hour, Monty, he almost out of nowhere, he kind of just steps back and he says, all right, you're done. And he points you to a mirror. And Monty, you've always dressed well. You've always dressed like Montague Pensmith. But you've never looked like you wanted to in all the stories that you had told yourself. You were never quite that, like, dashing, heroic figure. And right now, you are.
He's, like, misty. Like, hold on. Did you... Question. You didn't
Yes.
use a glamour or anything on me, right? Like, I'll still look like this when I walk out of here. Because this is a little too good to be true.
Monty.
I mean, no offense.
Montague. The only person who can make sure that you look like this is you. So long as you wake up every day and make this choice.
All right. Okay. Wow. Well, do I need to... Is there... I don't even know if there's enough money to pay for this. This is really something special. How...
Yallop kind of gets like... His sort of loses focus. He sort of gazes off. And he says, when you know that it's the right thing, you know. And as long as it's right, I don't charge.
How do you stay open, my dude?
Yeah, really.
I think that's what his secretary's wondering.
I'm very, very rich. My father was a land baron.
I'm just very, very rich. Okay.
That's literally it.
I know. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, shall we go back out and show my friends, I guess?
Yes. Let's go show your moms.
Fucking A.
And Yallop leads you out.
Yallop sees the truth.
And y'all see Montague. The dashing.
Yeah.
Aw.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, you look good.
You look so good! Oh my gosh!
Monty is like in that weird space of trying really hard not to smile, but he cannot keep it off his face.
Lynn is going to love it!
and his ears turn bright red again.
Well, look what I accomplished. And Reagan just kind of, ta-da! It's her little house.
That's not nothing.
Yep.
At this point, Yallop steps forward and he says, who's next?
Well,
Rika, why not?
Am I supposed to dress up?
well, I mean, you know, is it something that you'd like to do? Because if you want to, I'd be more than... I mean, even if he doesn't do it pro bono, I'd be happy to buy you something.
That's very nice of you. I mean, I guess make me look appropriate for a fancy party.
He sort of looks down at you for a minute, pulls out a comb and just gets his hair back into place. And he goes,
I don't need to ask. You know what you want. Come with me.
Okay.
And Brika, for you, it's a very similar situation as with Monty. Sort of just this kind of this sort of like moment to moment tailoring work, which is very odd, but still extremely efficient. There's never any lost time. I will let you kind of figure out like whatever you want that outfit to be because I don't want to like tell you what you're wearing.
Diana drew a picture of
Brika in a masquerade-worthy, like, sorry sort of thing.
Yeah,
So-
let's do that.
That
for
works. Yeah, she's cool with that.
I didn't want to just, like, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't want to just be like, oh yeah, like, this is what you are. Like, no, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Brika's look.
Yeah, and he turns you towards the mirror, and he says,
The young one, Mr. Pensmith. He seems very troubled.
You could say that again.
I did notice one thing, though.
Yes. And Brika looks vaguely suspicious.
He seemed much more at ease whenever he could see you.
That
That's
makes
true.
sense. I am very good at protecting people.
I believe it. Well, I need to take the afternoon now and get super high. I think you can show yourselves out.
Yeah,
God.
thanks. Man.
Of course. And if you ever need more outfits.
and he pulls out a single needle, and he hands it to you.
With
Takes
this, you'll always find.
Okay. I'll file that one away. Thank you.
Please don't file it. That actually ruins the potency of the spell.
And as soon as you take it and say thank you, he then turns, flops down onto like a pile of rubbish, and just pulls out like this large like wood and glass apparatus, which he starts like lighting with a match.
Like a fantasy.
It's a fantasy ball.
Fantasy bongs.
Okay, Brika's gonna just see herself back out into the main room then.
Damn, Brika.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Gosh, that's beautiful on you.
pretty. He's taking a nap.
Okay. This be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
Look at us, so
That
fancy.
My outfit's fancy too.
I bet it is.
Monty, any more shopping, or are you all set?
Is there anything special about this outfit? Does it have any enchantments on it?
You can find an enchanter who could probably put some basic rudimentary protections on it.
Okay.
You live with one, but I think you hate him because he's just friendly to you. So
Who, Laszlo?
Mortis.
No.
I'm sorry. Did you say that Gimghoul could help me with this?
Yes.
No, I'd rather spend money. Let's find somebody who costs money.
Why do you hate him so much?
He's a creepy guy, but he's not a bad person.
Monty does not believe that.
You also don't know if he is a corpse or not. That was never confirmed.
Yeah.
Never confirmed.
Yeah.
But
But Monty has his suspicions and really does not want to be around Gimghoul ever.
sure. In that case, roll me an investigation check. See what you're able to find enchantment wise.
Sliding dice. 27.
Okay. It takes you better part of the afternoon, but you are able to track down sort of this like rough and tumble kind of establishment, which just reads Arms and Armory. The signboard is like a really muscular arm gripping a gauntleted hand.
We go in.
You are immediately struck by just the sound and heat and clanging within. There are like 6 different forges going at once. There are people like yelling at each other over counters, haggling over prices. There is in the back of the room, in one of the back rooms, you hear like a muffled thump of an explosion, and then smoke begins to pour out of it. And everyone here is some shade of just like ripped and covered in soot.
Yeah.
All of them. As you come in, one of them kind of notices y'all. There's a little bell that somehow they heard. He sort of jogs over and he's like, "Hey there, yeah." This guy's kind of he's human. He's balded. Has sort of like a little bit of hair on the sides, but keeps it pretty clean. He has a big old bushy beard, just almost completely covered in soot. And he says, "So, what can I do for you?"
I was looking for a couple of things. Possibly somebody who could enchant a really quite nice outfit.
Yeah.
For
What do you need on it? You want it to catch on fire? You want it to poison somebody?
I'd like it to protect. I don't want it to attack.
Just swim back over there. Board will get you.
Okay, and also, you don't, I mean, you guys look like you craft just about damn near everything here,
Yeah,
but do you
yeah.
have any, like, jewelry, magical, or otherwise, preferably magical? Looking for defensive stuff.
Sure, yeah. Bort will get you.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there.
Sitting at a workbench is a dwarf. He looks like really young. It looks like his beard's only just starting to come in, like a very late bloomer for a dwarf. And he has these like really big, almost like luminous green eyes that he turns to you. And he's like, oh, hi. What can I do for you? My name's Board. What can I do for you? Hey there.
Hi,
yeah.
Looking for enchantment on an outfit for the masquerade.
Sure. What are you thinking? You came over to me, so I assume you don't want it to catch on fire or poison anybody.
No. I'd like some protection.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. How much we talking?
Armor class.
Sure.
Like something that would maybe keep me slightly more alive than usual. And
sure. Okay.
Also any jewelry that you might have. I was looking for something maybe pretty, but also that's enchanted and could protect people.
Yeah, I could probably do you one of those. Do you know mage armor?
I do not know mage armor. I know shield.
Okay. Works fine with me. I can work with shield. Where's the outfit?
And Monty, like, pulls out what I imagine is probably a very pretty looking, like, parcel from thread.
He just goes, huh. How'd you find him? I never can. I was trying to get, like, an outfit the other day, but I just couldn't find him.
Yeah, I don't know how we found him either, honestly. It was kind of chance.
Okay, well, no worries. I could probably... So, what I can do, I can either give you a basic enchantment, which will sort of give you a general protection, or I can give you something which would increase your the potency of your shield spell.
Let's go with basic protection.
Sure, okay. So, Monty, for the sake of this, he's going to be weaving an enchantment on there, which essentially gives you a once per day casting of mage armor on this.
Okay.
That raises your base AC to 13 before dexterity modifier. And that will last for 8 hours, so probably the duration of the masquerade.
We just gotta get him home by midnight.
Oh, pumpkins, right. That's funny. You're pretty funny. Cool. I like funny people.
No one tells me that, but I am. So
Oh, well,
nice
they
to be
should.
appreciated.
Of course. Anyways, this'll run you about, this enchantment, time and effort, probably around 700 silver.
How can you, Andrew, what is that in gold, though?
7 gold.
7 gold, okay.
And you also said you needed a ring, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like a ring, a necklace. Guys! Yeah.
Reagan and Brika, ooh, Wisteria.
Ethel across town screams.
Yes. Something horrible is happening.
Ethel raises a teacup, and then it just cracks, and she just goes, an ill omen.
I'm just imagining her with the teacup and the saucer click clanking as she's drinking.
But he's yeah, okay, sure. So what I'm thinking is, like, let me show you what we've got. And he pulls out a small wooden case, polished, deep, dark wood. He pops it open, and there are 4 rings resting there. And he says, so...
I'm not freaking out about the implication of giving a ring to a woman. No, not me. Why would I be freaking out? You're asking a lot of questions.
I didn't ask anything, man. That's okay, though. So here's what I've got. This one is sort of, it helps. If it gets too hot, it's going to help you with that. This one, it's going to make it so that, if things get a little dicey, you can throw up an arcane shield around you, like the shield spell. Do you know that one? You
Yes,
said
I
you
know that
did.
one.
That's right. Sorry, I get a little distracted sometimes.
No worries.
Anyways, this one I'm not really sure what it does, but I know it does something. It's just I can never quite figure it out. I kept putting it on and trying to, and like having people like stab or hit or shoot me, and it just never really worked out. But it does something. It's got magic on it. And then this one, well, if you ever were about to die, maybe it like prevents you from dying.
Okay.
But only if they like forget that you're there and walk away. So for the sake of this, one is a ring of fire resistance. One is a ring that has a casting of shield in it. One is it is a reskinned parapet of wound closure, which
Okay.
when someone goes to 0 HP,
at the beginning of the next turn, they just stabilize instead of rolling death
That's
saves.
great.
And then
Okay.
the last one is the mystery ring.
How much for everything but the fire one?
Everything but the fire one? So, the shield, that's probably going to be around 4 gold. The parapet of wound closure, it's going to be around 3 gold. The
I mean,
last...
it's a mystery ring. You don't know what it does.
I know it does something. I'm really sure about that. I have a good eye for this. That one, I can't part with it for anything less than 5 gold. But I guarantee you, it's a good ring.
So you said, sorry,
5,
math.
3, and 2, 10 gold.
10 gold plus 7.
What does that to call it? 17 big ones. That's a little joke we have here. We call money big ones sometimes. I'm working on it. You guys should come see my set. I do like this kind of thing. I stand up on a stage and I tell jokes to people.
Huh. Maybe I'll come.
Weird.
Revolutionary.
Would you be willing to strike a deal? Is there any chance I could talk you into a deal of some kind? Something deal adjacent?
What does that mean?
Well, I mean...
Are you offering to trade something?
Huh, am I?
Oh, I have something to trade.
You do?
I do. And Brika takes out the needle that she got from the tailor and puts it on the counter.
His eyes just widen. He's like, where did you get that?
Where do you think?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you just, you're putting this on the line?
I mean, Freak, are you okay with that?
I think what she's saying is you can have that for a discount.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure, because that's there aren't a lot of these. But, I mean, yeah, I could knock off easy 5 gold for this. You know.
What about 5 gold and you enchant her outfit too?
You don't need to
Hey,
enchant my
there we go.
outfit.
No, I like that.
Oh, what would you want on your
I
enchantment?
don't need an enchanted outfit.
Okay, well then I can take off 5 gold.
Alright.
That's fine.
Okay, I think she needs an enchanted outfit. I think she needs...
Oh, okay. What do you want enchanted on it?
Oh yes, Monty. What do I want enchanted?
Would you like to be less stabbed if you get stabbed? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of getting you just the same basic thing that you're doing for mine.
Oh, okay. So then that's 24 gold total, but then minus 5 is 19.
How about
Monty, is this really that big a deal?
No, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Pay the man.
I just wanted an even number. Not an even number, but I just wanted it to be 15 and not 17. Then I could have had an even number of remaining gold pieces in my inventory.
You're going to lose them soon anyway.
You can give me another 3 and then you'll have it even, or 5 because you'll be giving me 20 gold pieces.
Pay the man. I'm losing my mind.
Okay, I'll pay the man. God damn it. I tried.
Alright, if you want to come back tomorrow, I should have most of this done if I work through the night, and that shouldn't be too bad. I'll just do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll do that
okay.
because we got time.
Cool. You can take the rings though, because, you paid for them.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, bye.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for coming to this week's episode of Masks and Martyrs, and congratulations on enduring our shopping montage. I tried to keep it pretty tight, and I think it's still really fun to listen to, so I hope you enjoyed it too. This is your producer, Diana, and I have some housekeeping and plugs to take care of. So, first off, if you're enjoying our show, we would love if you left us a review on iTunes or wherever you're listening, and make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you never miss an episode. If you also shared us with a friend, that would be dope. We are coming up on our final arc for Season 1, which is the Teppler Masquerade, and that is super exciting. That is going to be starting on January 8th, because next year is Christmas, and we will be releasing a very special episode instead of our next chronological episode, and then we will be taking off the week of New Year's. By the way, if you have any last-minute gifts on your list, we do have an Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/masksandmartyrs. You might be able to expedite the shipping fast enough to get here for Christmas, or not, but we do have a Christmas sweater, and I love it dearly, and it's extremely comfortable because I just got mine, and I love it. We are having a holiday sale, so if you use the promo code HEARTHLIGHT, that is the words hearth, and light, you can use those at checkout as one word for 10% off your order. If you like this, you will probably be interested in the other projects on the Nerdification Media Network. We are adding a new audio drama called Daemonic to the network, which I believe will be released in podcast format. We are currently working with the creator to get that set up, Stefan Wen, and we are super, super excited to have that project here. Katie is actually a voice actor on it, so definitely tune into that. This week, I want to give a shout out to friend of the podcast, Lauren Alexa. Lauren Alexa is an artist and arch patron on the Masks and Martyrs Patreon, whose mission it is to encourage everybody to be creative every day. Her latest super serious project is a tasteful photo of her and her cat plastered on the back of a public bus, because apparently anyone is allowed to do that. It was worth every penny, and her cat has never looked so regal. If you would like to check it out, head over to lovelylady.life/bus, or find it on Instagram when it goes live at lovelylady.life. Last but not least are our music credits. The intro music is Threads of Fate by Thomas Hart and Diana Paparosi. The mid-roll is Kevin MacLeod's Dreamlike, and our ending theme is Merry Meet Meg by Hopper and the Books on Tape. So, we will see you guys next week for, again, a very special episode, and then we will be back on January 8th with our finale. I really hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I say finale loosely. The Masquerade is about 18 to 20 hours of content, so we won't get into finale territory for about 2 more months. But it's the last arc, and a lot happens, and it's all great. So, I'll let you guys get back into the episode. Thanks so much for stopping by.
So, now that shopping is done, Wisteria, what do you want to do what do you want to do in the week?
We would like to research Angelique.
So that was the first day. So give me 6 history checks, and we'll see how that moves along your progress bar essentially.
Oh God! Come on, Wisteria.
You'll never find anything.
There is no Angelique.
Hi, quick Diana aside. The rolls that Sarah just got are a 12, 6, 20, natural 1, a 19, and an 8. She dropped them in our chat log, and we didn't say them in session, so I figured I would drop in and let you know. So Andrew kind of takes the average, I believe, of all of those. Let's see where this takes us.
All right. So Wisteria, you begin feverishly poring over, research. Montague is someone who you were not really anticipating showing up in Hintila or into Lynn's life, even though you knew that she had a friend, and his arrival has complicated things. And so you've sort of had a file on him for a while, or a fancy equivalent of a file, and you've been kind of gathering what you can, but there's not really been much traces of him. This next week you throw yourself into it. In between establishing your cover identity and monitoring the Von Teppler estate, you begin to pore over historical records. You begin to look up, because the name Aminoris means something. That is that is the family of the Emperor. And you begin to dig and dig and dig. And yet, for some reason, you cannot find any mention of anyone named Angelique. Not in a branch family, not a cousin, not a distant relative. No one is named Angelique. But there was another name that Monty said. Osiris. And you remember the day of the attack on the Von Teppler estate, the day when you realized that Anastasia was trying to burn you as well. On that day, you remember that a guest had arrived the prior evening. You hadn't given it much thought, just a woman, a dragonborn with silver scales and blue eyes. And she had come in from a bit of a long journey. She came with a letter of introduction, and she was promptly put up at the Von Teppler estate. You didn't think much of it. She clearly reeked of magic. You can sort of tell these things by now, but there was no reason to give her any second thought. Just another hanger-on. Another person, another guest arriving for the masquerade season to try and gain some kind of influence. But now, there's a thread. I don't think you actually return to the Von Teppler estate, but you broaden your sort of observation. You pay off a few people in the area to keep an eye out. And maybe 3 times that week, Osiris leaves the estate. And she goes, and she travels to Anastasia Manata's residence.
the new Lord Limpter's residence, where you took care of the last Lord Limpter's not too long ago. And finally, she travels to Lord Goring's estate. Each time she travels out before noon, she arrives around 30 minutes after noon. 3 hours later, she departs and returns to the von Teppler estate. She moves with the precision of a practiced killer. But there is something underneath there, which you're only able to identify after monitoring her for each of these journeys. Something, for some reason, she is anxious. And as you watch, it's subtle, but every now and then, you can almost see it. The shadow of Monty's little tics and anxieties that are so aggravating. You realize, oh, he learned it from her.
All right.
And I think that's what you get out of that week is you're not able to find any like hard evidence or anything, but Cyrus is the thread. She is the connective point to unraveling the mystery that is Montague Pensmith.
Good to know.
Brika. What does Brika want to do?
Brika wants to roll to chill. I don't know. Brika doesn't really have anything.
Just protect Monty.
She doesn't really have any errands to run. She's got stuff on her mind, but she's not really pursuing anything at the moment.
Sure, that's fair. Okay. Monty, anything else on Monty's plate?
There was something I wanted to research, and it was about Giles's magic.
Okay.
Just some free time, if I have it. I wanted to look into what I could about, like, the orc magic, how that pertains to this new being that we have that we're calling Jules, and if there's time, there probably isn't before the masquerade, I was going to look into a less painful way to help Lord Goring speak.
So, we're going to say that based on like your shopping and the excursions, we're going to say that took around 3 days, counting the first one. So you have 4 days. How do you want to allocate that time?
Well, I would like to spend the equivalent of 1 whole day panicking entirely because
Sure. That's fair.
Everybody knows my secret and everything is bad.
That's fair.
I would like to spend 1 day into the orc magic and then 1 day into
Julius's chain.
Yeah. Let's do that. 2 days in.
Roll an Arcana for each.
2 dice.
First for orc, second for the chain.
Not great. The first one is a 16.
Okay. The second one is
is an 18.
18. Okay. So it's only a day on each, so you don't make a ton of headway. The orcish magic in particular, Arcana is like it's sort of like trying to like read a language when you only know a dialect, like a different dialect, if that makes sense. Like the magic is similar. The framework still exists of regulating and defining magic and then utilizing that definition, but it's just different. The biggest thing that you keep coming back to, part of it is like I think you realize that like that this particular whatever it is Giles did, you will probably at the same time have to be doing a deep dive into Orcish history and culture as well.
Okay.
And specifically about the word that keeps coming up, Frostrom, which is the closest translation you could find for when Giles said, remove sentiment from Julius.
Yeah. Okay.
Second day, with the chain, you swing over to the Goring estate, you do a little research, do a little something, but it's not, part of it's like Julius is very busy getting ready for the masquerade, and so you don't have a lot of time to actually talk to him, so instead you're sort of trying to like figure out like going over some of his schematics, and you find like, again, it's just weird. Like magic doesn't work like this. Magic is about overlaying systems on top of power. It's about laying down architecture over this vast, constantly shifting thing. And all of Julius's notes just seem to be completely stream of consciousness. His designs, they work. You can you can feel the power from them.
But that's kind of the clue you get from there. Is like Julius's magic is not like normal magic.
Okay.
It's not like magic that you know.
Okay. Probably something that, if I survive the masquerade, I'll look into in better detail.
How many days left does Reagan have?
Reagan, I think, has around 4 days.
Okay, she wants to spend 1 or 2 with Ellie trying to improve her ability to talk to nobility at some point in there.
Give me just a base charisma check. Just a base charisma check.
That's just a straight... Nope, it's a nat 1.
You spend the better part of, like, 2 days just going, like, oh, and, like, tittering and practicing that. And
Ellie's just like, oh my god.
Ellie is just like, what is happening right now?
Reagan somehow gets worse at talking to people.
God damn it.
Her charisma score drops by 5 points.
Only when talking to nobles.
So, okay. So that's the other, and then the other 2 days are, I don't know, we'll find out.
It's been like a day since that whole brunch situation, and Reagan, I think that day, like, you wake up kind of restlessly, and I think you should go out and you, like, get in the sparring yard with Malice and Harper, and, you know, y'all sort of, like, cycle out, and I think each of them is kind of glad to have someone new in the rotation. They're kind of, like, learning each other's habits a bit too much. Harper swings, Malice gets hit and commends him on a good strike, and then his, like, is bleeding a bit too much by the end of it, but always, you know, it's really weird old dude who just keeps, like, being okay somehow. He's got that old man strength.
Mm-hmm.
But this morning, finish working out for a while, and then once the work is done, you see a familiar figure standing right there, and it is Delia. She's kind of like leaning on the fence around the training yard, her arms crossed, and she's like, "You're pretty quick with that, gotta say."
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Thanks, I've worked hard at it.
I can tell.
Delia, right?
Yeah.
So, how'd whatever you guys were out doing yesterday go? Everything good?
Rufus is getting patched up now. I'm fine.
There's a visible change in her, but I don't know what the expression is, because I don't know if Reagan's more nervous or happy to hear that he's alright, so I don't know.
Delia kind of shrugs and she's like, "Yeah, but he's tough. He'll be fine. Laszlo's working on him."
Gotcha. Do you know where they are? I actually needed to talk to him at some point.
Yeah, one of the spare room, third on the right. Just a heads up. Maybe this is out of place, out of line. Don't do anything really stupid at this masquerade. I'm already gonna be doing some stupid shit there.
Oh.
And, like, one
So
of us
we're
has
at
to...
capacity there?
The last time I went to one of these fucking things, I killed a vampire in a duel, and that was pretty dope. Like,
yeah, that sounded dope. I've heard stories.
Yeah. Then I got hit by, like, some lightning bolts, and that was kind of shitty, but, you know.
That's less good. Well, I'm gonna do my best.
Good. Alright, well, I gotta go sleep, and then figure it out. I mean, I got this kink in my back, so I'm gonna go. But just wanted to touch base with you real quick, since it seems like you're gonna be in the delegation, as it were.
Yeah, something like that.
Good talk. She sort of pats you on the back and walks away.
Cool. Reagan's gonna go find Rufus.
Okay. You walk through the halls, and I think as you, like, get closer, you sort of, like, your footsteps become, like, a bit shorter, a bit like, oh man, and you start to, like, think to yourself, like, what if Monty needs something right now?
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe Monty's upset.
Monty's always upset. That's not going to change in 5 minutes.
You know, you eventually power through that kind of anxiety. You come up to the spare room that Delia indicated, and the door's kind of ajar. You knock on it, and you see inside, Rufus is sitting on, like, a table that was pulled up, and he has just this, like, gnarly wound from his, like, upper shoulder down, all the way down to his hip. Like, it looks like someone just took, like...
He's not wearing a shirt.
No, he's not. He's not.
Son of a bitch. You're gonna have to have me make disadvantage on any checks that happen for the next conversation.
That's fair. He has just this, like, awful gash, which looks like someone or something just took, like, a huge sword and just slashed him from shoulder to hip. The fact that he's still standing is pretty impressive, and, like, Laszlo is currently, like, there, and he's as you watch, his hands are glowing with a sort of like orange-ish light that seems to like drift off into this ember-like pattern as he sort of is just like drifting it up and down this wound, which as it's closing, Rufus is just kind of like wincing a bit, and he's not noticed you yet. He hasn't even noticed the knock. He just seems like kind of lost in his own world.
She considers leaving. She knocks again a little louder, and this, hey, hi, hey.
Hey. He stands, immediately regretting it, wincing. And then Laszlo just kind of like puts he's a dwarf, so he's really short, puts his hand on that shoulder and just like pulls him back down just to a seated position. And he goes, well, it's not life-threatening right now, so I'll be right back. Just...
Wait, no, don't let me it's fine. Finish what you're doing. I'm not interrupting.
Okay. Laszlo continues.
Reagan waits, and she does, actually turn away and close the door.
Okay, sure. After maybe like 5 more minutes, Laszlo kind of comes out. He looks rained.
Is he alright?
He's healthy.
Okay.
He kind of looks like he wants to say something else, and he should have... if he needs anything else, tell him I'm working on the boat.
Okay, sure.
He walks off, and you open the door again, and Rufus has pulled on his shirt, and you can see like the shirt underneath, like there is that like cut there. It's still like mostly keeping its form, and you can see over like kind of. Now that he's shirted, you can see sort of around him is just the ruins of like the plate mail that he'd been wearing. It's just kind of like warped and twisted and bent from that, and then also what looks to have been like a number of like bludgeoning strikes that he hit. And he says, "Sorry about that. I had to get this taken care of."
No, it's fine. I mean, if now's not a good time...
No. I mean, is now not a good time for you? Because I can...
No, it's... God damn it. Here we go
again.
No, I just, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things, if you have a second.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have...
Is there somewhere that Reagan could sit down?
Yeah, you can, like, pull up a chair. This is kind of like a spare room full of, like, random old furniture.
She's gonna do that, because she's feeling kind of jelly legs right now. So, you're sure you're fine?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I've had worse, don't worry.
So the masquerade is in a few days.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and I felt that maybe there's some things I needed to tell you before then, because that you didn't have all the information when you agreed to go with me, and I felt like maybe this is weird for me. I'm just gonna talk, and if you have questions, stop me, but I'm just gonna try to get through this. So when I first met you, I had just come from stabbing Elaine von Teppler. And I'm going to tell you why. But, so I'll get there. I am from Gothric. I don't know if you're familiar. It was kind of, I feel like, a non-event for everyone that wasn't there.
I know Gothric.
Yeah, so I'm, my sister and how we hadn't seen each other in years and all that. I thought they were all dead. We were in Gothric, and we lived on it's not important where until the last few weeks, I thought my entire family was dead, and the Von Tepplers led the final charge that took Gothric down, and my whole life has been just that. That's it. I'm now... Ellie's alive, and two of my brothers, and I think my mom and my sister and my dad is dead, and the Von Tepplers killed him in the last push. I came to Hintila to kill them, and that's not a great look, I realize, but... So I got here, and was more or less kidnapped, arrested, by Anastasia Manata, and she hired me to break into their house with Monty and Brika. And I met them, and I met Nimian, and I met so many different people, and Lynn, and I met you. And after all that happened, I stabbed Elaine von Teppler, and she lived, and I fought a dragon. That was cool. And that all happened. We saved Lynn because for some reason it was all crazy, but we came here. Morris sent us here, and I met you. And you took us in, really no questions asked, and you took us in without asking for anything. And Reagan is getting kind of visibly confused and like kind of lost at this point, but she's just gonna keep talking. And that shook me, and you shook me. And here you are, and you've seen some shit, and you've been through things, and you're still a good person, and you share what you have, and you don't ask anyone for anything in return, and you trust people, and you feel compassion for your enemies, and that got me thinking, and I couldn't do that. I didn't do that. And I don't know if I will. When we broke in, I saw Elaine and I stabbed her, even though her daughter was in the next room, and even though she wasn't really directly responsible. And the reason I need to go to the masquerade is because she wants to meet with me. And I'm not sure why. I'm kind of still half convinced it's a trap. And if it's not, it's still probably not a great look for you to show up at the Von Teppler estate with someone who was trying to assassinate them 8 weeks ago. So I guess I wanted to give you the information and give you a chance to back out now that you know it, because you're a good person and you don't deserve to get mixed up with someone like me. And I probably should have told you all of this before I lived in your house and, was a felon at the same time for, 2 months. So, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and that's, I don't want you to get hurt because I wasn't honest with you.
Do you know where I'm from?
No.
I don't really know either.
Oh?
Yeah, my first memory, I think the term is army brat, but I was just I remember picking up arrows to bring them back to the archers. That's the first thing that I remember. And I must have been doing it for a while. And I don't know if it's because I was quick, or if it's because they thought that enemy forces wouldn't shoot a kid. But I think it's because I think it's because I had pointed ears.
Oh.
That's my first memory, was crawling between bodies to get arrows back.
I'm sorry. That
it's not. I'm sorry. I don't want this to be a. You just told me where you're. Everything, and I'm trying to.
No. I. Thank you for telling me.
Reagan, I know all of you think that I'm some kind of good person. Like, I know you all think that, and I know that you're gonna, whatever I say, you're gonna try and like tell me that I am, and all these things. But I was there. I made my living killing people for a very long time. and I was good at it. I was better about it than most everybody. And I ended up in the. I was at a lot of places I'm not proud to be at, but the last battle I fought in as that person was it was the end of the Third Quamic War. It was I've been serving with under this king, right? Frederick the Great, first king of Quames. I thought he was the best man in the world. And we won. It was the last battle, and against all odds, against the overwhelming might of the Amanor Empire, we won. This little fuck-up nobody nation won. And while everybody else was toasting and drinking, I walked outside and I saw the pyres. And we only burned ours. And I looked out and I saw that, and I realized something, Reagan. I realized that we won. And that's what winning is. I wandered a lot after that, and I ended up here because I don't even know why I ended up here. I just ended up here, and I needed coin, and I got hired for a job. I got contacted, and everything just sort of happened from there. And I don't think that I'm a good person, Reagan. I really don't. But I think if everybody else says that I am, and if I keep trying every day to be the person that everyone else seems to think that I am, then maybe I can be someday. And I know what it's like to hate. I have hated some people, Reagan. But I know that when you take that revenge, everything turns to ash in your mouth. And you can never, no amount of drinking or eating or anything will get that film off. And it just sticks there. And it's dry. And it leaves your throat aching when you try and swallow. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, Reagan. You seem a lot more put together than I do most days. But I don't think that there is such a thing as a good person. Not really. Not like in some kind of quantifiable way. I think you're a good person if you do good things. And I guess it's my roundabout way of saying thank you, because this was a good thing. Telling me I could have, I mean, that probably would have been really awkward to have that conversation at the ball.
I'm not gonna try to pull anything at the ball, just so I'm clear on that. I'm not gonna, I thought about it, but I'm gonna listen to what she has to say, and I don't want to put anyone in danger, and I don't know what I think about the Von Tepplers right now, but I just wanted to reassure you, Delia I'm not going to try anything, but she might.
Oh, she will. That's all she does with these things. She sees anybody with a title, and she just sees red. She just wants to beat the shit out of them. She's won 99 duels, and she keeps talking about
I meant Elaine might try something, not Delia.
Oh.
Delia, I know she already told me she's gonna. But no, I'm not going to pull anything, but Elaine might, and I don't want you to get caught in the crossfire.
I appreciate that, Reagan. I do appreciate that, but I mean, I'd say I could take care of myself, but most of the time I can't, it feels like. But you I wouldn't be the person everyone thinks I am if I let something happen to you.
Thank you. Well then, I'll watch your back if you watch mine.
Yeah. I mean, that's, if you still want to.
Oh, no, Dragon kind of, like, sighs really heavily and then decides to just eat another bullet because, why the fuck not? No, I do. Like, it's clear, like, I really like you. Like, a lot, and that's weird, too, for me. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I just wanted you to know that, trying this honesty thing, it's fucking stupid. But, I know that feeling. Yeah, something, there was I haven't really felt that way in a while, but then, since what happened at Lord Goring's dinner, I've been thinking about, Monty and Brika, but I have been thinking a lot about you, and it wasn't really until a few days ago when, yesterday, I'm sorry, time was weird, but you when you were here, and it's just this voice just said to me, like, Reagan likes you, and it felt right, and I haven't felt a lot of things that are right like that in a while. Kahlo.
If that makes sense. Sense.
I did not know that. You think about me? Reagan is she's very red-faced. She just doesn't know what to do with that information, because Reagan she knew, obviously, where things were on her end. She knew that she was, where her thoughts were. She wasn't expecting that at all. And also, during the course of this conversation, Reagan has had a bit of a crush here. I think Reagan has now advanced from that stage during the whole heart-to-heart there. I think Reagan has fallen in love just now. It's a problem. But anyway, so she just kind of, like, nods and this is, I haven't had a home in a really long time, but this place and, you feel like home. And that's probably a weird thing to say to someone I've only known for a couple of months, but, I mean, I'm just kind of rolling with it at this point. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So...
Yeah, no, I know that feeling. And,
yeah.
I never really had a home. So, I guess I'm glad that I can be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're that for a lot of people. Well.
Yeah.
Freaking just kind of like, that was a lot.
Yeah. I thought getting my chest cut open would be like a one-time thing today,
Yeah. Sorry to just kind of come in here and hit you with all that.
No. I thank you. I don't really talk to people about any of this.
Well, if you ever need someone to talk to, you can talk to me if you want.
I think I'd like that.
Me too. Gosh, you guys just got back, right? Have you eaten anything?
I mean, I had. When did I last eat?
Okay, Brika made food yesterday. I'm gonna go heat up a plate for you. Yeah. That. Also, you have milk again.
Oh, good. You got a calcium.
Calcium, yeah, strong bones.
Strong. Yeah.
If you want, before the Masquerade, I know a little bit about how to talk to nobles. I know less now than I did 2 days ago, apparently. But
So get on now before it all goes away.
yeah, get in now. Well, if you wanted to like practice talking to nobles or whatever, or like dance steps or whatever bullshit, might make things easier. And I mean, yeah, that's all I got.
No, that I'd like that. The last masquerade I went to, it didn't go. I mean, you know how it went.
I've heard.
And I mostly, I mean, Saia was the one who led most of the time because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know.
Well, I don't either, but I did get, and she kind of like rubs her nails on her shirt like she's polishing them. I did get a solid unsatisfactory at Agatha Bentley's Cotillion for Girls.
Well,
so
that is quite the recommendation, I gotta say.
I think that qualifies me to bullshit our way through this together.
Yeah. Together.
Yeah. And she's going to kind of look confused for a second because she's thinking she doesn't know what she wants to do, but I'm going to go get you something to eat, and you should probably find like an actual bed. Have you slept?
I slept 2 days ago.
You should sleep. You should eat.
Yeah.
And then you should take a nap.
I think yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I can manage that, I think.
Cool. Okay, she kind of like goes over and like kind of on his shoulder that wasn't just cut open, just kind of like puts a hand on his shoulder and like kind of rubs it in an awkward attempt to be affectionate, but Reagan doesn't do that very often.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, yeah, I'll be right back.
He kind of reaches up and just gives your hand a squeeze.
Cool.
And lets it go.
We're friends now.
That's it.
A little something more than
Wow. Yeah.
Cool, she says at this adorable romantic
It's
gesture.
just kind of cool in like a panic, like, cool.
So, Reagan, you abscond as quickly as you can to go make a plate of food to hide behind. And as you begin to walk down the hallway, you think for a second, you cock your head and you turn back, and motherfucker Kahlo is standing over by the doorway. He's hiding the whole goddamn time. He just runs away.
God damn it. Also, that reminds me, Rufus, she pokes her head back in. I think there's an octopus monster living in the ocean behind your house. That's not a problem for today.
Wait, again?
Oh, cool, so this is a recurrent... Yeah, that's what I was doing here the other day. Yeah.
God damn it. I swear to... Oh my god. I got it. He starts going to get his sword.
Not today.
You're right.
Yeah, no. It's fine. If the octopus monster happens today, I'll go stab it until it stops.
Yeah, I'll just have more to start to do some more research. He has the body, the last one's been poking around in it. Yeah.
Alright, anyway, food.
God damn
and
it.
Also, Kahlo heard all of that.
Of course he fucking did.
Yeah.
Kahlo
hears everything. He's a good guy, but I kind of want to punch him.
He's a bird. He's
a good bird. I kind of want to punch him. I'm gonna go get you some food now. Bye.
All right. Yeah. Bye. And yeah, I think that's where I want to end.
Yes.
That super awkward combo.
Well, here we are.
Okay, we did it. We got through it.
We did it.
Oh my god, I love it.
Good job, team.
Throw away my notes.
Just the most.
I love it when it's not happening to me.
Well,
that's some fucking wholesome content right there.
Ever so slowly, all of you will become trapped in this web. All of you. I demand it.
Oh, what twisted webs Andrew weaves.